everybody, thanks for tuning in. So since this is my first video, I just want to explain a little bit about the direction of this channel. So these first few videos for these next 2 weeks are going to be question videos. And then as the new month comes, I will start bi-weekly horoscope videos. So Saturdays I'll have fire and air, and then Sundays I'll have earth and water. And then I will continue possibly question videos, but for now I'm just kind of sticking to this. Right in front of me I have 3 different groups, which I will show you a close-up of in a second. But this first group is a rusty nail, the second group is a ring I used to wear all the time, and then this third group is a little small high heel. So if you just check the description box, you can just click on ahead to whichever group you think you feel a part of. And today's question is, should I keep this going? Should I come into contact with this person again? Should I reach out to them? Is this something that I should continue? So for the first group, we have this rusted nail that still has some wax on it. For the second group, we have this ring I used to wear quite frequently. It has a pentagram on it, facing upwards. And then for the last group, we have this faux golden high heel. Hi, group 1. So if you chose this rusty nail, this is going to be your reading. So let's just go right on into it. Should you be contacting this person? Should you reach out to them? This is maybe a no contact situation with this person, and I'm just gonna keep on shuffling the deck until I feel like I have enough talking points. Should I keep in contact with this person? Should I reach out to 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 this person, or will they reach out to me? Okay. I think the first one I'm going to talk about with you with group 1 is there is this need for you to not be focusing on this, and rather instead to be focusing on your mastering your own skills. This is the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is this idea of you need to take time for you, because you have something you need to be mastering. This is just, it's maybe not the time for this. I think Spirit is also offering you this new way to move into your passion. You have an Ace of Wands here. There are these beautiful, passionate things that you have deep within you that you want to start, but because you aren't mastering your own skills, and because you're focusing on something that maybe you should be leaving in the past, it's not allowing you to master what you should be doing right now. So in essence, do I think from just the start of it, should you reach out to this person? No, I think you should be focusing on yourself. You have the Devil here in reverse, which makes me believe that you truly have these codependent habits in a lot of different areas as well. Maybe there's a substance issue here, or maybe your own substance issues or codependence habits led this person to you because you were able to manifest this person out of fear. This person maybe glamorized themselves a little more than they actually were with this Magician in reverse. It really makes me feel like a used car salesman. So the used car salesman is gonna, slap the car and say, this one, it'll run you into the ground kind of thing. And it'll run you into the ground, but you won't even make it out of the lot. Do you know what I mean? I feel like this person made it look like they had a lot of their things together, and it was not that at all. and now you are stuck with these fears of being left alone forever, and that you will continue to manifest these people that don't give you the time of day that you deserve. Yeah, you also have Temperance as well, which makes me question whether or not you have a substance issue of some kind, or maybe just an issue with situations in general where you kind of find yourself in this space of, again, manifesting out of fear, manifesting things out of scarcity, and not allowing yourself to fully process the things that have happened. And again, I kind of just wanted to rip off the Band-Aid here and kind of tracing a little bit backwards. I want you to understand what happened to you was horrible. I want you to understand that you deserve better than that, you know, with this Five of Cups, that you seem to be just focusing on what has happened. And if you look at this Five of Cups, it's these spilled cups towards the front, and then right behind this person there's two cups that are completely full, and it's this idea of yes, we need we need to allow ourselves the time to process the things that have happened. It's right in front of us, so yes, let's take that time. But maybe sometimes we hold on for just a little bit too long, and we don't realize that right behind us there is these beautiful opportunities and this beautiful amount of space that you can just hold for yourself, where you can just hold yourself. I feel if there's a group of people, or if there are friends that you feel like you can really lean on to with this Three of Cups, lean into, you know, and anywhere else where you feel like you've needed some kind of emotional reconciliation, allow yourself to kind of find this closure again, because you deserve it, not anybody else, okay? Again, coming back to this Eight of Pentacles, I think you really need to be focusing on your own craft and how you can make this craft into something not only that's lucrative, but something that you are very passionate about, you know? And you're struggling, and you're going through these mental thoughts over and over again with this Two of Swords in reverse of, oh my goodness, should I reach out? Should I not reach out? Was this the right person to begin with in the first place? And allow yourself to, again, understand where you're coming from, understand how your cups spilled over and why they spilled over, and learning again to hold space for both. Like, yes, this really did happen to me. Yes, how do I process these emotions, while at the same time being grateful for the things you do have, the things that not only you do have, but the things that are coming your way. I think there's a lot of beautiful things to be had here, because you have the Queen of Wands, and this was the first one to pop out. And, you know, I didn't want to rip the Band-Aid on that one, you know, and there's this idea and this moment where you truly can step into your own power, and you truly can step into your own passions, and Spirit is truly offering you this opportunity. But at the same time, you really have to let go of these codependent habits. And if there is some kind of substance issue, you know, substances have a certain place in time. And I'm not devaluing the way that we can allow ourselves at time to numb feelings. I think that there's a space for that, and there's a time for that. But I think also with this Temperance card here, Spirit is really asking you to come back to the river and refill your own cup, and really be there for yourself in an emotional sense, and learning to kind of flip this magician and use the heartache and use the pain in a way that allows you to truly flesh out and broaden your skills and move through, you know, these passions that you want to make into something beautiful, that you can make into something beautiful, and you can have this time of mastery of skills, but you keep on coursing through your head about these things that could or should, coulda, shoulda, woulda, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda. And I think this needs to be left in the past. So if you are still wondering if this person, if you should reach out to them or not, I am definitely giving you a no. If they reach out, maybe it might be a different story, and you can work things out. Again, this Three of Cups the idea of reconciliation and maybe things coming back together, but I also don't want to put that idea in your head, and I really want you to be focusing on you, because you deserve that time, you deserve that space, and you deserve to be able to manifest things out of your own pockets, because you have the elements on your side, you know? So I'm switching over to my other deck, which I feel is not only a maybe validation of what we've been speaking on, but also kind of maybe other ways in which you can allow yourself to process this just a little bit more. Does that make sense? I hope it does. There's this feeling of being left out in the cold with this Five of Pentacles here. Usually it's depicted as two people walking. One is sometimes looking at the warmth within the church, and there's another person that's walking, and they're just walking straight ahead, but they're both out in the snow, out in the cold. And this is where you are. You feel you've been left out in the cold, you know? And again, Spirit is asking you to not minimize what this feels like, or where it's coming from, or how it continues to show up again and again and again. But in essence, Spirit is also asking you to make that choice. Do you go back to the warmth where it feels like it's just something comfortable, or do you move forward in the cold? And there's ways to, you know, kind of find a little bit of value in both. And I think you may find some comfort within, you know, the things you love to do, the things you want to master, the things that help you move forward within your own career and your own passions, you know? And you deserve this space. We have the Page of Wands. So if you have put kind of everything off because of where you've been at emotionally, I think Spirit is asking you to kind of dabble your toes into the water of other things that make you passionate, other things that make you feel good. If you haven't been out for a run in a while, I would suggest that. Or if you haven't painted or drawn or sang, because you have felt caged in by all of these emotions and all of these things that you're feeling. Spirit understands, and Spirit is calling you and asking you to really, again, with this Ace of Wands upright, Spirit is calling you to not only delve into the things that will make you money, but back into the things that actually make you happy and make you feel fulfilled and make you feel joy, you know? I'm gonna see if I can pull one more card for y'all from this. I really enjoy specifically this picture of Eight of Cups. I don't know if you can see that well, but it is a tree and it is turned upside down. And it's this idea of there's this need to take yourself from a systemic root. Again, this devil in reverse, these really codependent habits, these codependent tendencies that force you to really almost need this, you know, at a systemic level, because there's no validation of self. So it's how do I take myself from the root and maybe take this weed and put it somewhere else and allow it to grow in its own space, but it's not where I want it in my garden at the moment, you know? And how do I continue to show up for me and really give myself this space to fully feel what I'm feeling and fully take all of that in, you know? You also have the Four of Swords here. There's this need to rest and recharge, and you deserve it in so many different ways, so many different capacities. You know, and I think maybe even other people have hurt you as well, where there hasn't been this time to really reconcile, or this full-on closure, and you need this time to truly rest after battle to allow your wounds to heal. so that when you can come back to battle, you'll come back as a force to be reckoned with, you know? Take this time to really maybe going back to the things that you should be mastering, maybe making more of a plan or of a way to move forward with this, and how to, you know, how to make these things come to fruition, as well as also holding space so that you can process these emotions and process these things that have happened to you. Okay? So if you're still wondering if you should reach out to this person, I say don't, and I say just continue focusing on yourself, because that's the best advice I can just give anyone at the end of the day. And if you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Okay? Thank you, group 1. Hi, group 2. So if you chose this small ring that I used to wear very often, as you can see from the video, I wouldn't even take it off. It is a pentagram that is upright. This is your video. So yeah, I'm just going to shuffle until I start seeing things fall out, and when I feel like I have enough talking points, then we'll start talking about what I'm seeing, okay? Should they reach out? Should group 2 reach out to this person? 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 Let's see if I can get one more. Should group 2 reach out to this person? 2. I feel like there were lies told in this situation. I feel like you were lied to, maybe gaslit by this person. With this Ace of Swords in reverse, maybe in the first place there was just a miscommunication to begin with, and now this person is considering whether or not, you know, to tell you the truth, and they are scared of maybe said outcome, that you might cut them off, or that you might just cut the cord in essence. And that is frightening for them, you know, as it would be for anybody. Do I think you should reach out? I'm gonna give this a no, honestly. There's 3 of Wands, which really makes me think of this idea of you need to wait for the ship to just come in. And you really need to be focusing on the stillness, if that makes sense, or what it feels like to be still, and allow yourself to kind of process what happened between the both of you, or why there's no more communication between the both of you. And you know, if this person does come back, it will be very slow coming, with the Chariot in reverse. They'll take their time, because they need to process this, and they need to process how to kind of come back to you with the truth. And again, there's this fear that they want to get rid of, and they are hearing this call to action, and they would like to bring the lies to truth. You know what I mean? Do I think they will reach out? Maybe. And I don't also want to put that in your head. You know, I don't like putting things in people's heads. But do I think you should reach out? No. And there's this call from spirit for them to work through whatever happened here, and why this cord is severed in the first place. And at this point, it felt like it was a burden, but this burden is kind of lifting for you now, and it's no longer maybe holding you back. And in a sense, you feel like you're allowing yourself to maybe move through this a little bit more. Again, with that kind of burden lifting feeling, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And to me, that is spirit also reminding you to not minimize where you're coming from, you know? And again, allowing yourself to be still and truly think about if this is something you want, if this is the person that you want, if this is the situation that you want, you know? And whether this burden lifting is true or not, you know? And allowing yourself to just feel the weight of this actually lift, rather than just concerning yourself of whether you should reach out or not, you know? And again, even just coming back to this Judgment card, there feels like there's a call of action to just kind of focus on you and allow yourself to be still and allow yourself to focus on other things, rather. I think this person wants to be able to put themselves together for you. The Emperor, baby, they came to you a little bit messy. And again, you know, with the Ace of Swords, maybe there was mistrust or lies of some sort, or maybe those kinds of things. And with the Emperor, this person wants to find a little more structure in their life before they come back to you. They want to kind of bring you the not the idea of, but the actual, like, I have something to offer in this situation. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because you can't answer me. And they themselves just want to find more structure within their own, you know, and rigidity within their own schedule. Maybe they were jobless when they came to you, or just didn't have the means to actually maybe offer something up to you. But, you know, this burden is lifting for you. Again, with this Five of Cups, it also makes me think of this burden lifting, where it's this idea of, yes, you realize the things that have happened, but now you're starting to realize, okay, these cups are also deserving of some importance, because I have things that I want to do, things I want to manifest. You feel this energy coming to you. You have the Magician upright, and it's this idea of you have the elements at your side. You know how to manifest these things. You've manifested these things before in your life. So it's how do you stop manifesting out of the fear of, oh my gosh, will this person reach out, you know? You know, this idea of where, like, what will happen. It's no longer a manifestation out of fear, and you're trying to just manifest your own future, and maybe even become this own emperor for yourself, where you have more rigidity and more structure, and you have something to offer yourself, you know, and you have your own empire, and you have your own schedule to attend to. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you have the Sun card as well, and Spirit is really reminding you of those beautiful traits that you have, and those beautiful things, and that you have the sun, like, shining on you, and that you deserve this chance to be able to move forward and kind of manifest what you want, and be able to take back your own empire, in essence, in an emotional way, in an emotional sense, you know. And again, whichever kind of direction this situation goes, with the Sun, to me, it's like, if they reach out, it'll be fine. If they don't reach out, it'll be fine. It's that kind of idea of, like, but you need to be focusing on what you can manifest, and what you already do have, and the tools that you already do have in front of you. Do you see how this person has, I don't know if you can see it well, there's a wand and a sword and a pentacle and a cup. And to me, that is just the representation of this person has all the elements in front of them. They have the things they want to do, the movements where they want to go, and they know how to manifest it from a deep sense of self, and again, with the sun shining on you, it really feels like you can create your own emperor situation. And again, you need to have that patience with the Chariot in reverse. You need to have that patience of good things are coming my way, and I can manifest these good things, and I can allow these good things to come my way. But I kind of just have to take that time out to really understand my own power and understand my own of where I'm coming from, and what I want to do next, and where I want to move to next, and how to do that in essence. And the thing is, if you know, there's this idea of stillness that I spoke about earlier, which I think is important, and I think that's maybe a little more of where you're at right now. And I think Spirit is maybe asking you to start making those movements or those small strides. So this other deck that I'm using is more of a direct from Spirit kind of answer, maybe confirmation on the things that we've already been speaking about. Sometimes we'll get some repeats of cards. There we go. And yeah, maybe even ways to just flesh out and how to move on from this in a different sense, and maybe something I wasn't able to touch on here. Come on, 2 more cards. They reach out. You're really holding on to this, and it's understood. You have the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and you also have the Lovers in reverse, which gives me this feeling of holding on to past feelings and holding on to what you know, in a sense, because it feels comfortable, and maybe coming back to this Three of Wands, waiting for the wrong ship to come in, you know. When you need to be concerned with more of what you're doing and how you're going to move forward. The Four of Pentacles is depicted as someone holding on to a pentacle, and there's a pentacle on their head and 2 at their feet. And it's this, when it's in reverse, it really makes me think of holding on to things that maybe just aren't serving you anymore. And it's, how do I allow myself to hold space for the things that I do know, and the past, and how I have felt, you know, and how do I move forward from this. Again, with the Lovers in reverse, it's there's depictions of it where it's Hercules holding on to his mother, and he's physically holding on to his mother, and then looking in the other direction towards this new wife, towards this new self. And again, coming back to this Four of Pentacles in reverse too, it's like, how do we bring the past and maybe the parts of the joy of the past and the parts of the past that actually do serve us, and how do we continue to allow ourselves to move forward into the unknown, even though it scares us, even though it really frightens us at the deepest sense of self. If there are maybe any debts, I you know, I talk about this in a light sense, but I don't at all. With Six of Pentacles in reverse, I know debts can be really heavy and maybe will stop you from moving forward. And I think this is where you need to make those steps. And I think this is where you need to make those movements towards, let me take care of these other things first, you know, these money things that maybe, or even just other things where you feel you owe somebody in some type of way, even if it's an apology. And it's this idea of like, okay, how do I just tie the bow on this so that I'm able to just completely invest my time into these new things that I want to delve into. It feels like there may have been a third party situation in this with the Five of Swords. In other decks, it's depicted as this person kind of picking up all the swords, and then there's two people leaving the situation, but no one actually looks that happy. And it's this idea of maybe this person was either juggling you and someone else, or the idea of being with you and the idea of being comfortable, or maybe you were having this process in your head, and it was a full-out brawl. You know what I mean? It was a mental brawl, not a physical one, just of these things coursing over and over and over again, of like, oh my goodness, like, how do I juggle all these things? And then in the end, nobody ended up winning. And again, I don't want you to minimize what has happened here. And I don't want you to not recognize the wounds that you might have, because they might be really deep. And it's unfortunate when we end up in these situations where kind of nobody wins, and it's how do we move forward from it? And how do we allow ourselves to no longer just hold on to these things, and hold space for it, but also simultaneously move into the future. You have the Empress in reverse as well, and I think this is also where the Emperor comes in. I think you need to the allowing of yourself to step into your own power, this Magician upright, this idea of allowing yourself to completely step into what you know and what you need, and really feeling that fullness of self will allow you to then move forward to other things that you've maybe been putting off, and other ventures where you have maybe put on the back burner because you've needed this time to kind of find this stillness and find this moment of okay, I need to regather and regroup so that I can kind of move forward, because I've been at this bottom of barrel energy, and I would just now there's this call to action, and there's this ability to manifest, and that you have this ability, and the sun is shining on you. You have so many things going for you, so allow yourself to take advantage of those things and not linger too hard on what has gone on here. Okay, I hope that was able to offer you some clarity. Thanks so much. Hi, group 3. If you chose this small little high heel that was given to me by one of my friends with an order from their shop, I will leave a link down below. Very precious. They also gave me some other cute little trinkets. Yeah, let's just get this going. I kind of just shuffle cards until things fall out, and then we'll kind of talk about what I'm seeing, and we'll just go from there. Should group 3 reach out to this person? Got a lot falling out. Out of all the groups, group 3, it feels like so far that you are the person on the other end of this, where maybe you were the person that was shut out, or maybe you were the person that was kind of maybe blocked, or there's no communication, and maybe the ball was kind of left in your court. Just one more. Okay. Wow. I hate saying, wow, when a card comes out, and because it just feels silly, and it feels, anyway. I'm just going to talk about what I'm seeing. If you have been thinking about whether or not you should reach out to this person, you definitely should, even just with the Ace of Swords here. But first, I think you need to find your own truth within the situation of whether you want this to continue, and if you want this to work, and if you want to be with this person ultimately. And I think you need to come to this person if maybe there were any lies told or anything. I'm seeing a lot of swords here, and that makes me think of maybe lies in a way, and maybe you weren't completely honest with this person, maybe about your feelings or where you were at. Yes, please reach out to them, because it will allow them to move forward. And not only that, it will also allow you to move forward, and I think you've been thinking about this a lot, and this has been on your mind, and it's something that you can't really let go of. Yeah, there's a lot of self-deprecation in this situation. You feel like this person just might not come back at all in the first place. You may have been juggling this person and someone else. And even in like a more of a mental gymnastics way kind of thing of like, do I want this? Should I go through with this? Should I move forward with this? Or it could have been an actual person where you had a third party type of situation where it was like, should I choose this person? Should I choose that person? And nobody won the battle. Do you know what I mean? And nobody won, and everybody is kind of in this self-defeating mode, and you were cut off in a sense and told to take this time to rest in essence, or you were telling yourself that, okay, I need to take this time to rest, to actually meditate and think about how to move forward so I can come back to this person with something tangible, and you haven't been able to, because it's just coursing through your mind so much, and it's something that you constantly think about, and it's something that you constantly want, and you want this closure, and you haven't received it yet, and you are afraid that if you offer them this, with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, if you offer them this something that is tangible, they might not take it. But you want them to be part of your kingdom, and you're moving very slow throughout all of this, and I think it's taken you a long time to get here to this point where you feel like maybe you can say something and maybe you can speak up, because you have the Queen of Swords here as well, and you have the Ace of Swords as well, which is you feel like you are coming to this peak, this climax of, maybe I can actually reach out to this person, and I think once you do, the ball will just roll, either in a good way or a bad way, you know what I mean? Well, not a bad way, but a way that you didn't expect it. Either this relationship will actually work out and this person will accept your offer, but also this idea of, if it doesn't work, then it will allow you to find that closure that you needed in the first place, so that you can come back to this place of rest and meditation and actually feel that actual rest and meditation, so you can plan forward of, okay, well, how do I just move on from this in the first place? Yeah, I feel like this person offered you their cup and you kind of just didn't accept it because maybe you weren't in the right headspace. Or maybe, again, you were juggling someone else on the side. And I don't think that's necessarily the problem. Do you know what I mean? I don't, not the problem, or I don't think it is a problem that you had these options and you wanted to weigh things out. But this person also may have been a little impatient with you and wanted answers kind of right away. And I think you've also offered your heart a lot in a lot of situations, and a lot of even just beyond like romantic relationships, maybe other relationships as well, where you have offered yourself and not received that back. And that's unfortunate, and in many senses, I think Spirit is also asking you to not not minimize that, or to not understand where you're coming from, or not validate your own feelings here, because you deserve that validation, you know. And again, with Two of Cups, it's this idea of, wow, I've kind of been giving myself this cup to other people, so how do I give my cup to me in an inter-exchange of validation of self, and holding self, and loving self, you know. But I truly think if you don't reach out to this person, you're gonna miss out on a really beautiful opportunity, because there's Six of Wands here. It's this idea of victory, and taking the small victories for what they are, and it's this idea of, like, the answer itself will be victorious, even if it is a yes, even if it is a no. It is just allowing you this closure, and it is also allowing you this. There's this Ten of Cups in reverse, and because you haven't reached out to this person, you're not allowing yourself to feel the full spectrum of what this was, or allowing yourself to find that closure, so that you can find this full spectrum of emotion of what this was. But in a lot of ways, it feels like this person will accept your offer. And I don't want to put those things in your mind. And I don't want to, make you think about that. And even if this person does accept your offer, it might take a while for them to kind of actually really come around, and be like, okay, maybe this is something I want to invest my time into. I see this person has changed. I see this person has tried to come at me at a different angle, But I think you just need to reach out in the first place. And I think taking no action is not going to help anyone. And you really need to step into your own power with this Queen of Wands. Or even maybe this Queen of Wands is how you see this person, as someone who's really forceful, maybe has a little bit of an attitude, maybe is kind of quick to talk back. But it's because they know what they want. And it's because they've also offered their cup in so many different situations, and it's never been returned, and it's how how do I how do I step into my own power, so that this person can see me as my fullest self, as this person who's seeking truth, as this person who's trying to open up this boundary again, as this person who's trying to step into their own passions, into their own fire, into their own self. And how do you find these small victories in the day-to-day? Do you know what I mean? So that it allows you to have that strength you need in the first place to be able to move forward. And again, if this person doesn't come around right away, if it feels like it's moving towards a yes, and this person hasn't come around right away, allow them their time, because you've also taken a lot of time to process this and move through this and really feel this, and don't be scared of getting a no. Let's see if we can get one more card for group 3. Wow. Yeah. If there's a need to maybe look back at group 2, I feel like both of you are very connected. If there's that want for any of you cross watchers out there. But if you feel like you are this group 3 person, and you're wanting a little more clarity on where this person is at, or what they're doing, then definitely, cross watch to group 2. I mean, the card I said wow to, I'm going to talk about first. You got the Lovers. And beyond this actually maybe being some type of really deep soulmate, twin flame connection, where there's some contractual need to learn something from this situation as a whole, there's this huge decision you have to make, and it's to hold on to all this pain that you felt that of this person cutting you off, or of other situations where maybe you've offered your cup and it didn't work out. And it's this idea of, how do I hold on to the things that I know and use them in a proper way without them holding me back from moving towards my own future, And again, like, you know, I don't want to like make you assume things or reassure you in that kind of sense, but this makes me feel like if you do reach out to this person, even if it does take them a little bit of time, things will work out and you will be able to work things out, you know. Yeah, it's, you have the Wheel of Fortune as well, which is, they also got the Wheel of Fortune and they also got the Lovers, but they got the Lovers in reverse. And you know, and they got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse too. And it's this idea of they are feeling really, really low right now, and you might also be in the same kind of feeling, but that wheel is starting to move, and you're starting to be able to feel the progress of movement. And okay, like I can move on without them, so how do I kind of bring them back in, you know? Yeah, you've been on these movements and motions and strides with these Nine of Pentacles to move towards a self, to move towards a better self, to move towards a more independent self. And maybe this card comes in, you know, monochromatic and full spectrum color. And to me, it's like you have found a lot of this independence through this and what has happened here, but maybe you're not taking it at face value. And maybe you're not seeing, oh wow, I have made a lot of growth, and I have had a lot of small victories that I can be proud of, and I can be accomplished and feel accomplished. And you also have the Queen of Pentacles here, not in reverse. So it again makes me feel like you have made a lot of movement and strides to where if you felt like you weren't able to offer something tangible to this person, that now you can. And that you're at that point where you can offer something up, and you are more emotionally available, and you are more readily being able to actually give something to this person, you know? And you have the King of Cups, but the King of Cups is in reverse. And again, it makes me feel like in a lot of ways, this might have been a really emotional situation. Either you or the other person might have been a little bit manipulative on their end, or maybe was a sweet talker, one of you, and then things kind of went south, which is heavy and a lot to deal with. And I think there were a lot of things that went unsaid, and a lot of things that you know, there was a huge need for your own and their own emotional maturity and growth here. And I feel like both of you have moved forward in your own independence, and now it's like, okay, if I feel more at a point of where I can offer something up to this person, and you are here, you know, and this wheel is turning, and you're moving more towards this. And now you feel as though you're more at a place of King of Cups, not in reverse. This idea of, I can offer this person my emotions, and I can offer this person my heart, and what I, you know, offer them my true feelings, and even something like a tangible relationship, you know? Yeah. So if you're wondering whether you should reach out, you know, I mean, still be patient with processing your emotions if you don't exactly feel like you're there yet. But when you feel like you're there yet, you'll know. And you definitely should reach out to this person. Because I think in a lot of ways, even if things don't work out in this moves on into a relationship, or as you expected it to go, it will just offer you that clarity so that you can actually find that independence, you know, and that strength of truth of self, of truth of standing within your own power, you know. And you deserve this emotional development, not for anybody else, but literally just for you, you know. I hope I was able to offer some clarity. Thanks so much. I hope you have a good one.